Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world.
I've been looking around for salvation. I've been looking around for the truth. All around me I see frustration, and I looked all over till I found you. I sit and listen to your stories, and you're telling me, please don't worry. There's a lot in this world you should know, and love in life is where you should go. If you're looking for somewhere to go, if you're looking for someone to know, if you're looking for someone to guide you, then love in life will guide you. I know.
Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And I do apologize for my audio blip, but I guess you guys are getting used to it. Now, we're going to have an extraordinary evening tonight, guys. We've got some breaking news on IZAK van ZYL, and we've got some really, really exciting things happening. But you'll hear about that in a second. Now, first off, let me show you the painting that we're going to be auctioning tonight. And all the money from this is going to be going directly to IZAK's costs for the bypass operation that he needs. And I'll tell you about the painting. The artist is Helene van der Merwe. The size is 55 centimeters by 70 centimeters. It's an oil on canvas, and the artist is IZAK's sister, and the name of the painting is Energy in Motion, and the reserve on this painting is 1,995 Rand. So that's where your bids start. Now, please put your bids in the side chat as follows. Painting, so you just put the word painting, then the Rand value bid, which can be any amount but must be higher than the previous bid. Alright, so there's the painting. I'm just going to put that to one side for a moment. Let me just do that. Okay, let's get back to my camera. Alright, now, before I get Marinda on, let me read you some other breaking news regarding the health system in the Eastern Cape. The Eastern Cape health system has collapsed, say doctors and other health professionals. There is total chaos at Dora Nginza State Hospital in Port Elizabeth. A doctor there tells patients lying in the corridors where they die, and the maternity ward is no longer functioning at all because there is not enough staff to do everything. Some of the women in labor have even died on their own. The doctor said, We are in a situation where patients are dying in the corridors of Dora and Giza Hospital in Zwede Township, just outside Port Elizabeth, and Livingston is on their heels. Many of them need oxygen, but there is not enough for everyone, so those who do not have oxygen fight with those who have to steal it. Sick people fight with each other, and it is literally a situation of survival of the fittest. It's terrible, said the doctor, emotionally. Another doctor said conditions in the maternity ward of Dora in Giza Hospital are troubling. The doctor says women die alone while they give birth without anyone to assist them. Can you believe this shit? You know, it's absolutely extraordinary. There is more going on, but I think you get the idea of what is happening behind the hospital doors. And just to confirm this, let me show you a short video, which kind of will blow your mind, believe me. Here we go.
The thing that really struck me today was one patient with a broken arm pushing another patient with a broken leg in a wheelchair, because there are no porters and there are no assistants to help them. And you know, it's incredible how the kindness of people comes out in such dire situations. Another thing that really sort of touched me was just the general filth in a hospital where you expect that you can eat off the floor, you know, because it needs to be so clean, and the standard operating procedures of infection control are clearly not successful because there's dirt everywhere. And yet you have these passionate people who continue to work in such dire circumstances.
Okay, I think that speaks for itself. Now, let me get our guest on. But before I do, I just want to let you know that we are going to be involved in a class action against the South African government, and I'll tell you what it's about. If you have had any bad experiences with a public hospital, please set them out in an email to me. I will forward this to Marlena, and Marlena will put it forward to the person who is putting together a class action against the government. Okay, now just bring into focus what's happening tonight. A couple of days ago, I had IZAK van ZYL on my live stream. General IZAK van ZYL is the leader of the Boere Legion and a member of the Loving Life family. A few weeks ago, he suffered a couple of heart attacks. Then another serious one the day after our chat. You might recall he was not feeling well. He is currently in a critical condition in a private hospital because the public hospital system is unable to help him. We are very fortunate to have his wife with us tonight to give us some breaking news. I want to, before we get to Miranda, just thank Marlena de Villiers for a very active involvement behind the scenes. Keep up the great work that you're doing there. Okay, let's get our guest on. Hi, Miranda.
Good evening, Scott.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Excellent, thank you. Now, IZAK is in a private hospital at the moment, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Right. And you have some breaking news for us, don't you? But before you tell us that breaking news, can you tell us what has happened with IZAK since we last had our live stream with him?
Because since he was on Loving Life the last time, he had another heart attack. We took him to our doctor, and They done some tests and blood test as well, and the results showed that he had another heart attack, and there is some damage on his heart now that wasn't been there.
So as a result of that last heart
And
attack.
then, yes,
Yeah, carry on.
and then they suggest we get him to the hospital as soon as possible.
Right.
Yesterday morning. So last night he had another heart attack again.
Oh no.
Yes, unfortunately the doctors are very worried about his, I think they call it enzyme counting, or it's some counting on the blood tests that keep going up. So they're very worried about that. They have a struggle to stabilize his heart. But he is on medication and on a lot of machines. He's still waiting to be moving to ICU because all patients that admitted to the hospital, they keep separate. They do a COVID-19 test, and then when they get the results, they will put him out in a ward or ICU.
Right. So he's in a critical condition, is what you're saying.
Actually, yes.
Okay. Now, amongst all this stress you must be going through at the moment, I mean, I can see you're tired. You probably haven't slept for several days. You know, there's been a development. Do you want to tell us what that development is?
Yes, I can. But if I'm getting emotional about it, you must excuse me because God has worked in many great ways in the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
We were on our way taking IZAK to Steve Biko. I was very emotional. My kids were very emotional. It was our daughter's birthday. And I knew that when they're going to take him back to that hospital, I'm never going to see my husband again. I just knew it.
Right.
On our way to the hospital, I was staying home with my daughter. IZAK's oldest son took him through to Pretoria.
Right.
They were almost at Steve Biko when one of the Boogielegioen members and also a Loving Life subscriber phoned me and said, whatever funding is sure to get him admitted to the hospital, we will give it to you up front. As the donations come in, you can give it back. When we got at the hospital, they paid 118,000 Rand over to the hospital. It was a bit more than the quotation. The hospital told us that the costs is going to be much more that we were originally quoted for because there are complications now. And after that, another Loving Life subscriber phoned me, and this is also a great part. The guy told me he's gonna give us 250 grand.
Wow.
To get IZAK's operation done. Half of it is a donation, and the other half we also can pay back through the donations. We were praying for a miracle.
I'm just going to put on the screen the actual payment confirmation. There it is. It's we confirmed that the following payment has been made into your account from the user, and this person is staying anonymous. We're not going to say who it is. It's got the reference number, the beneficiary account, IZAK's operation, 250,000 Rand. That's from one of our subscribers on Loving Life. I actually emailed this guy and I said, thank you so much. You just have saved someone's life, literally. He has. I mean, that's changed everything.
Yes, both the people that donate played a huge role, and they told me I mustn't thank them, I must thank God. God put it on their hearts to do it. So it was quite an emotional day yesterday. From the donations that we got in already, we stand about on 100,000 rand. The original quote of the hospital was 260,000. Because of the complications, they said we can work on between 450, 550,000. It all depends, because now he's going to stay a week more in ICU before they even doing the operation, because they need to stabilize his heart before they can operate.
Right, but the main thing is now in professional care and with private. This is private doctors who are working on him now.
Yes, and I spoke to him during the day, and he told me there's a huge difference. I mean, at Steve Biko, there wasn't even warm water.
Ah. Ah. So, stabilizing his heart is the thing they have to do first of all, and then once they've done
Yes.
that, they then do the triple bypass. Now, what have they said about the damage that's been done to his heart? Can they actually fix that?
We don't know yet. We've got a huge struggle to get the data of the angiogram that Steve Biko did. The doctors, receptionist tried to find the hospital. Me, myself found the hospital, and they keep referring you to someone else, and or they can't help you, or their phone's just ringing. No, yes, that is Steve Biko.
Okay, right.
So if we can't get that data on the latest tomorrow, they're going to do another angiogram that is also going to be another 80,000. So on this stage, I'm thinking to driving to the hospital myself and try to get it, but due to the COVID, if I'm not a patient, they're not going to even allow me into the parking area.
This is disgusting. So let's just understand this. Okay, IZAK was supposed to have an operation last week on Wednesday, wasn't it? About a week ago.
He was supposed to be admitted on the 19th.
Right.
It was Friday, and the operation was scheduled for the 22nd.
Monday.
22nd. On Monday,
Yeah.
Yes. And then they said, no, maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday, due to COVID. The theaters are shut down.
And what was the attitude of the doctors there?
He said it wasn't really they were actually very helpful in their own kind of.
Sorry, guys, we got a bit of a.
It's the management, it's the structure.
Okay, and what about the nursing staff? Were they helpful?
Yes, he told me the nursing staff were very helpful. He only complained about the cold water and the bad food, and that things didn't go to a point. And the doctor told him it's not in his hands, it's the management, it's the structure. He can do anything. All authorization was taken away by the doctors. I don't know by who, but that was told to IZAK by the doctors.
Ah, so someone higher up actually stopped the operation happening.
Yes, and what is very, very sad is that when the angiogram was done, it showed that there was no damage to his heart. And I remember we said it's a miracle. After 5 heart attacks, there's no damage to his heart.
Oh.
And I feel when the operation were done, when it should have been done, there would have been damage to his heart. Now he's got damage to his heart.
Right. This angiogram that you're trying to get from is it the Steve Biko Hospital?
Yes.
And they're refusing to release it.
I can't really say they refused to release it. We found the one department, and then she referred us to somebody else, and then the doctor's receptionist found him, and then they also referred to somebody else that is working with the angiograms data and that can give it to them. But she said she found the whole day and there's no answers the telephone.
Okay, now look, if there's anyone here in the side chat or who watches this video later who works at the Steve Biko Hospital, can they please email me? Can one of the moderators put my email address in the side chat? And what I'll do is I will ask them to intercede for you to actually make this happen. I'm sure we'll have someone from Steve Biko here. We've got about 1,000, well, about 800 people watching at the moment. So the good news is that the operation can now be done privately and not by the butchers of Baghdad.
Yes.
And the bad news is that because of the public health system being such a disgrace, he's now had another couple of heart attacks where his heart has now been materially affected.
Yes. Yes, I spoke to IZAK earlier and he said he's got a constant pain on his chest. It's not the same pain that he have when he's having a heart attack. It's just it's a very sore, constant pain. So his health is decreasing. Excuse my English, I'm not very good with English. So if I'm using the wrong words or wrong tenses, you must excuse it. But yes, his health is definitely decreasing, but we are still praying for a miracle. And on the financial side, we saw miracles happen from yesterday. So I still believe with all my heart that we will see a miracle.
Oh, we most definitely will. I mean, God is working behind the scenes here. It was so funny because Dan Berryman, who's our resident priest, I asked him to come on and pray for IZAK, and you know, I think that God was talking to everybody in the side chat at that moment in time, and for those really generous people who've come forward, and especially this donation of 250. Well, it's half a donation, and half has to be repaid, but 250,000 rand. Look at that. Wow, that's just in American dollars. That's what, about 15,000 US dollars. It's extraordinary. Now, how much money are you short at this stage? To said it's gone up because of the complications.
We don't have the exact prices yet because we don't know how long it's going to take to stabilize his heart. We don't know what damage there is. We don't know what's going to happen. But on this moment, we've got enough to pay to do the operation and to keep him in the care. So as the donations come in, when he went for blood tests, we do the payment. When he go for the scan, we do the payment. So it keeps adding up. But we've got somebody that is, I don't know, that keeps accounting of all the donations that we receive because we want to be transparent. And then we will keep proof of all the expenses as well.
Right.
Because we're working with donations, money isn't anything, a thing that you can throw around. We totally going to be transparent. The people that want to see the bank statements can phone me. If they want to see the medical bills, they can phone me.
Now, Dewald Kutzers just said, you just got another 100,000. What are you talking about, Dewald? Can you just tell us some more? I'm not sure what that. It looks like he's suggesting that another 100,000 rand has come in, but I just need clarification on that. So let's just disregard that until we happens. But guys, look, we're talking about donations, and that 250,000 rand donation, half of it has to be repaid, and I am committing the Loving Life channel to actively be involved in raising donations to repay that, and also to cover any shortfall that IZAK and wife have over this operation. Now, before we go any further, I just want to put the painting up because we're auctioning this painting, and all the money from this painting is going directly to IZAK van Zyl's hospital costs. So, please, guys, if you're interested in a lovely painting, this was painted by IZAK's sister, and it's a beauty. And the reserve is 2,000 rand. Okay, let's continue now. Clearly, Steve Biko Hospital nearly cost IZAK his life because of their incompetence. You've got a cut and dried case.
That is how I feel.
You've got a cut and dried case to sue that hospital for basically these extra costs, because you had a quote of 280,000 and now it's gone up to 200,000 rand extra because they didn't perform. So that's a clear-cut case. That money has to be paid by the government. Is this an option you're going to be looking at?
Definitely. I'm not a kind of person that believes in revenge, but I think what is right and what is wrong. And IZAK is not the first or the last or the only person that is in the situation that he is because of the healthcare system in South Africa.
Right.
I know a woman, her mother was in the provincial hospital in our town, and she actually died because of neglect. And they went to court and they win the case.
Oh, they will. You know, the big secret that the mainstream media in South Africa are not talking about is the billions of taxpayers' rands that are being paid out to patients or their family where the hospitals have not done the right thing. It's a huge amount of money that is it's costing these hospitals. And this is because you've got ANC cadres running the show. I have no doubt that Dion, who's with you there, who we'll be talking to in a moment, will have something to say about how the public health system is working at ANC, or not working, I should say. Now, look,
Yes.
I know you must be really tired because you've had a really rough week, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to see if I can get Dan Berryman. I've asked him to be on standby, so I'm sure he's around. I'm just going to see if we can get him on, just to say a prayer, because his last prayer obviously worked miracles. So let's just see if I can get Dan on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's calling Dan. I'm sure he's waiting for the call. Here he is, I think. Hi, Dan. Ah, this is unavailable. Is Dan Berryman in the side chat, guys? Can someone please just ask him to check his Skype? Try again. Shows he's on. Let's just try again. Here we go. Hi, Dan. Hi, Dan. Can you hear me?
I do, man.
Oh, there you are. Fantastic. Can you hear me, Dan?
Yes, I hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely. Did you
Right.
hear the miracle that happened after the live stream a couple of days ago?
Absolutely amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. We just give our Lord all thanks and praise for that. His hand is on IZAK, and we can see it from the response of so many people. It's just so wonderful when God talks in a guy's heart and he responds obediently, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Now, because of the incompetence of the public health system in South Africa, which is
Yes.
pretty well typical, there have been complications. So we now have to try and raise about another 200,000 rand, just in round figures.
Yes.
I've committed this Loving Life channel to help IZAK and his family to get those funds, and obviously we're going to be appealing to our subscribers to help any way they can, and let's make this miracle happen. Well, it's going to happen because he's going to have the operation now, but there will be a debt that is going to be left after the operation. Now, Dan, would you like to offer a prayer up to IZAK and his family, just because you obviously, your prayers are obviously very powerful, and I'm going to leave this in your hands.
God, yes, it will be a pleasure. Hello, Miranda.
Hello, Dan.
Can you me sien?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, goed. Ag ja, nee, ek is bly om te hoor van al die positiewe dinge. Ek baie jammer om te hoor dat IZAK so sukkel. Maar jy weet, ons kan hom net in die hande van ons Here sit. Ek wil net 'n klein gebed vir hom sê. Sal jy omgee as ek in Engels bid?
Nee, glad nie.
Okay. Miranda, can I just tell you a little, it's a very short little story, but it will make the prayer a little bit more meaningful. You know, I was about 40, well, in my 30s, late 30s, and I had a pulmonary embolism. I ended up in hospital. And ek lay toe in die hospital in Potchefstroom, and I didn't want to go to sleep because I was scared that I wasn't going to wake up. I was scared that I was going to die. And I was lying in hospital. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And suddenly the Lord started talking to me. And he said to me, you must go to sleep. It's good for you. And I said to him, Lord, no, I don't want to go to sleep because I've heard that you die here at about 2 o'clock in the morning, you know.
Yes.
There was silence. And then he said to me, are you scared of dying? And I said to him, well, I didn't want to admit, you know, here I am, I'm this big Christian. I didn't want to admit to the Lord, yeah, I'm scared of dying. So I said to him, Lord, no, I'm not scared of dying, but I'm worried about my children. I'm worried about my wife. My wife was expecting our daughter at that time, and I had 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of silence, and then the Lord said, do you love them? And I said, yes, Lord, I do. He said, I love them more than what you could ever love them. So go to sleep. And met daai storieetjie wil ek net hierdie gebed sê, nee. Let us pray.
Okay.
Father, we come before you tonight to pray for your servant IZAK. But Lord, he is not just your servant, he is one of your children. And so we pray tonight for one of your children. Remembering the words of that lovely song, I am no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. And because he is one of your children, we ask that you may remind us that he is surrounded by your love. No matter how much his children love him, no matter how much his parents may love him, no matter how much Miranda loves him, their love cannot come close to the love that you have for him. Knowing this, our Lord, we can without fear release him into your hand. Your hand who made him and formed him, and we release him into the shadow of your wings as we remember the cry of the psalmist. Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy on me. For in you my soul takes refuge. I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed. Help this family to find comfort and strength in the words you've given us in Psalm 139. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them had come to be. Father, we pray tonight that you may guard us from presumption and forgive us when we pass the bounds of your will. But we ask you tonight that we have your permission to pray for your healing touch. So we pray that you may touch IZAK as you did so many others when you walked on this earth, that you may touch him, that you may heal him. Grant to those who minister to him in hospitals skill and dedication, compassion and kindness. Restore him to his family, that he may fulfill the task that you have given him. And you, Lord, you know how difficult it is for us to say these words, but help us to say them nonetheless. Father, not our will, but thine be done. Amen.
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 Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you very much, Dan.
It's a pleasure.
And we'll see you back on the side chat.
Yes, I'll be there now.
And I'm waiting for another miracle tonight. So, because someone talked about 100,000 rand, I don't know if they were joking or, but that would be absolutely amazing.
We serve a God who really everything belongs to him. So let's just trust in him.
Well, I do have to say one thing. Clearly, God is involved in what's happening here, because after your prayer the other night, we had these donations coming through, and clearly that was God at work. There's no question in my mind there. So you know, people who donate to IZAK know that you're in God's hands. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be part of.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Dan.
Okay, Scott.
Take care. We'll catch up soon, and obviously on Sunday night we'll have your next Sunday service. And
yes,
I'll look out for you in the side chat. Thanks, mate.
Okay, my friend.
Okay, take care.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good night, Dan.
And God bless you and your family.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
I'll leave you to sign out, Dan.
Okay, how do I do that? There we go.
The little red phone at the bottom, middle. Or what you can do is you can just shut. It's a laptop computer. If you just reboot your computer, you'll go.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, wow, it's all happening.
Yes.
Linda, have you got anything you'd like to say to those who are watching and you know, who might watch this video later?
From my side and our family side, I just want to thank everybody for their donations, for their prayers, for their support, the Loving Life subscribers, you and Marlena and all the admins, all the Spanish at Loving Life, the people from Burgerlegion. I'm not gonna name names, otherwise I'm gonna forget someone, and then it's not gonna be nice. So I just want to thank you for everybody that played a role, keeping us standing. I asked IZAK earlier this night if he had any message for the people out there. And I said to him, tonight it's your turn to pray for me because you know my English. And he laughed
You've
and
been
he told
great.
me, I must tell the people that he sends his greetings. He said thank you out of his heart, and that he believes that we're going to see a huge, huge testimony. And all the confirmation I received back from the prayer warriors that prays with us also said to me, don't worry, it's all in God's hands. Everything is going to be fine. God wants to do something great.
Yeah.
So yes, I believe the next time I will speak to you again, we're going to have big news that is amazing and a huge testimony. And IZAK told me to tell his people that he know the job that God gave him is not done, and
Yeah.
he is planning, if it's God's will, to finish the job.
He said that the other night. Now, look, I'm just looking at the side chat, and I think that you've just raised another 100,000 rand, and I'll tell you why. Cybor says, I'm pledging another 100,000 rand after last night's 118,000 rand. So, in total, 218,000 rand. Cybor, I just have to say thank you so much. This is God's hand that you're seeing right now. These donations are absolutely incredible, absolutely fantastic. Cyber, if you don't have Marlena's contact details, because you know perhaps best to get her on the phone, just email me, or if the moderators can just put the banking details for this fund in the side chat, that'll be fantastic.
Well, I don't know what to say. I think John must take over. Otherwise, I'm going to get emotional again. Even IZAK was, I kept him updated with what was happening since they left for the hospital, and he was crying like a baby. He said, he's amazed. He don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, perhaps you shouldn't say anything because he might get too excited. Just you know, when he's had the operation, he's feeling better. Just say, well, guess what? that debt is pretty well gone now.
I think he's more worried about that. He know what the financial situation is. So I have to inform him to say to him, listen, yeah, everything is okay. You don't need to worry about it. The hospital cost will be covered. In fact, last week I told him, you know what? I know in my heart that early in this week, God will provide enough money for you to get an operation in a good private hospital.
Yeah.
And then he told me that's a lot of money to raise. And I said to him, wait, you will see.
Right. Well, actually, that's a really good suggestion, patriotic expat. I know a couple of the big donors are want to retain their anonymity, but you know, perhaps what we can do is we can have a live stream with the big donors and with IZAK when he's better, and they can perhaps be in a dark room or just not turn on the camera and just have a little bit of a chat, because clearly these guys have saved IZAK's life, as Miranda says. I mean, if he had gone into a public hospital, it would have been over. It would have been over. Okay, Michaela's just put the banking details for IZAK ZYL's medical assistance fund in the side chat there. Marlena, can you just make sure that's 100% correct? We don't want to go into someone else like Ramaphosa, because believe me, he wouldn't give it back.
Yes.
All right. Brenda, thank you so much. Please lie down and rest. You must be absolutely exhausted. Thank you for joining us tonight and sharing your information with us. I'm going to speak to Dion now, and we'll have a chat about what's actually happening in South Africa and Coalition and a few things like that, because you know, clearly it's one of the organizations that I think is going to make a difference when in South Africa. That's why it's so important that we have IZAK, who's a charismatic man. That's why it's so important that we have him back in charge, and I'm just delighted that that looks like it's going to happen.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Scott, and thank you for all the listeners, and all the glory to God.
Absolutely, all the glory to God. I mean, he's clearly had a hand in what's taken place here today and earlier in the week. There's absolutely no question about that. And we have to thank Dan Berryman, who's inspirational guy. I mean, he's so close to God. I can just see him touching people in the side chat. All right.
Yes. Okay.
You want to
Thank
get
you,
Dion
Scott,
on? And we'll have a chat.
Yes, I will give over to Dion.
Okay, thanks.
Good night.
Well, guys, wasn't that incredible? And Cyber, once again, thank you so much. This is extraordinary. I mean, I don't think anyone has seen anything like this when it comes to the incredible generosity of people, and clearly God is involved here. I mean, there's absolutely no question in my mind about that. Right. Now, Dion, tell me about your role at Coalition.
Evening, Scott. Thank you for allowing me the time on your channel. It's been a great honor. Firstly, you do an exceptional job with your channel. We appreciate it very, very, very much on behalf of General IZAK. I think there's not one member or white fellow that don't appreciate what you do for us. So thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. And can I just extend a huge thanks to Marlena de Villiers. Marlena is like my right hand in South Africa. She's the one who's been talking to people, talking to Marinda. She's basically on the ground, and all I do is I just put a video up. But Marlena spends the whole day on the phone, talking to people and organizing stuff. So, Marlena, we all love you. You're a fantastic lady, okay? Okay, sorry, back to you, Dion.
Thank you, Alina. Big shout out to you. Getting back to your question, Scott, yes, I am appointed as the Alpha Region Commander. That is a part of Mpumalanga where we live. That's also a part of where General IZAK lives, in the town of Middelburg. Me, myself, is also living in Middelburg. And we started to set up a team within the Boere Legion to strengthen up Middelburg and Witbank close by, and all the other little towns around us within the Alpha region, So we grew a substantial amount of members over the past 2 to 3 months, and I'm very, very proud to say that in Middelburg we already triple our size that we were.
Wow.
So I'm very, very grateful for the members coming out and coming forward.
Fantastic. Now, you've been watching on the ground what's happening to South Africa in the last few months with the lockdown. What are the views of people on the ground in Middelburg about how the ANC government have handled this?
Scott, it's very disappointing to see, especially in this lockdown period, how they abuse this lockdown to enrich themselves, to get their fingers deeper and deeper into the state bags of money and all that kind of stuff. I just wonder why Cyril Ramaphosa didn't thank the whites, and now I'm specifically referred to the Ruperts and Oppenheimers and the other guys that donated so many dollars or rands into the fund. He never made one comment in thanking them, although he was shoulder to shoulder with them since the early days, and that is a bit disturbing. And also to see that they asked in the beginning that people must donate into that fund, and we as whites, we really just refuse to do that. But they catch us on other sides of this whole thing and scenario by just simply with places like, I don't want to name and go into too much detail, but food stores. When you look at your till slip, you will find a R5 donation towards that fund. Every time you go and buy some groceries, you will find you donated towards that fund. It's just a whole corrupted system. We never benefit from any funds in that regard, or rather, I don't know of any businessman benefiting from that in order to sustain our people that work for us. Not even on a UIF level. We don't get support from government in that regard. Although our taxes is up to date, it's just because we're white. And that's a shame.
I have to tell
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
I have to tell you, Dion, there's a huge irony here. Huge irony. It's largely white people's taxes that are being used to destroy white population through policies like black economic transfer. Anything but what the Rainbow Nation is supposed to be about. There's this huge irony, it's clearly...
It's a disgrace.
It is absolutely disgusting. And the mainstream media, the reporters must be really dumb in the mainstream. Because if they can't figure out what's going on, because they don't report on it, then they don't deserve to be reporters. Because, let's face it, the most of the online papers in South Africa are just fake news. They just don't tell the truth.
No, I totally agree with you, and I can bet on it. I can bet my life on it that they are totally and utterly controlled by the government. They say what government wants them to say. You only hear about black lives that, Black Lives Matter. Let's go to that one. I don't want to go there, but it makes me so mad.
All lives matter.
All lives matter. And we're going to prove them wrong, We're going to prove to them that white people truly matters in this country. And we will stand up to that. We will challenge them in any way possible. Because in many ways that I can count of, is that the likes of Julius Malema and BLF and Cyril Ramaphosa, the way they come forward accusing us of being racist and we are always political incorrect and all that, you know what? To us, they declared war.
Yeah.
That is an open statement of a declaration of war against the white people in this country. The fact of the matter is that we just have not yet accepted that war. And time is up for them. They must know that they have another thing coming.
We don't want walking war on thin ice.
They must. They have another thing coming. If they think we're going to sit back, let them loot and let them take our land. Let them oppress us further, making us nothing in this country and just be black privileged, if I can say it in that sense, because they are crybabies. It's always white privilege this and white privilege that. But as a matter of fact, it's black privilege at this point in time.
Look, I think
It's reverse.
everyone in South Africa is hot full with the ANC,
We
including the black
we are
population.
beyond. We really are beyond hurtful, Scott. It's reverse racism. It is they can't lose the past. You know, we now down 25 years from 1994. To me, if they couldn't find a way to create a better life for their people, as they say it, it's their problem. They are the problem. Why must we always be blamed for their mistakes? That's not fair, you know. And that is what General IZAK is standing for. Also, we stand to protect our people. We stand to defend our people in any way possible, and we will do that. We definitely will do that. If we talk about farm attacks and farm murders, I just hope the thugs that picked up one night at one particular farm, they won't walk into us, because they will have another thing coming. This is a warning. This is truly a warning from our side. All the whites, not just from the Boere Legion, but from all parts and all other groups that has the same mindset that we have. And we are ready for them. It's not just the Boere Legion, it's all the other guys standing with us together. And, well, I said it, we are ready for them. They must think again, and they must think hard before they even try to get us out of the economical state in the businesses and everything. If we suddenly decide to stop paying our taxes, what do you think will happen to this country? We are already down the drain. We are already burnt to ashes. We are already, they destroyed everything since 94. Pre-94, it started with Evie de Klerk. And it's a general feeling that it was unnecessary to have the referendum back in the day.
Yeah.
The world must also take blame for what happened to South Africa and where we find ourselves today. Correct me if I'm wrong, Switzerland came here maybe a year or two ago, and they apologized for their wrongdoing and their part they played during that time. All the propaganda and the fake news that they placed internationally to make us look bad during apartheid. They came here to apologize, and they now see what they have done. You know, that is to me a huge step in the right direction, but the world needs to wake up and see what's going on here, and they need to accept that they were wrong in the past and come to light and come to our aid as white people in South Africa. This land is also rightfully ours. If you look at the Anglo-Boer war, only a handful of Boers fight thousands and thousands of British, and we won. We can do it again. So we are not scared to stand up against this government of South Africa. It's not our government. We are totally against the government. We don't accept or acknowledge the ANC as our government. They're communists, and all they can do and do best is steal and enrich themselves. And sorry, I talk too much, but you must stop me, Scott, if you like. they enrich themselves, and all the millions of other poor blacks living in the rural areas, they're like a bunch of sheep. You know, they just follow and they go ahead and they don't see what's going on, and it's only the cream on top that benefits from all the tax monies and everything, you know. So no one wins except those in power, and they high on power. Believe you me, they are very, very high on power. So it's a shame. It's pity. It's a pity where South Africa stands at this point in time.
There is some other good news that I need to share with the side chat and everybody watching right now, and that is that tomorrow night I'm going to be speaking to Dr. Peter Hammond, that remarkable man, the priest who lives in Cape Town. And the really exciting news is that about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a bit longer than that, I had a discussion with Peter on a live stream, and I said to him, you know, would you be interested in being a moderator for all these splinter groups who are talking about secession, like Cape Exit, the Cape Party, ULA, USAF, ZYL, all these different groups. And apart from one particular group, he's actually now got them sitting around a table and talking. So that's quite extraordinary, because, you know, if they can work together, they can achieve a lot more than if they work separately. And you know, as I say, we'll be talking about this tomorrow night with Dr. Peter Hammond, who is facilitating getting these guys to work together. So we're really excited by that.
That's wonderful, Scott, to hear that. We really need our guys to come together. Yeah. We really need our Boer nation, our brothers and sisters to join. Wake up. Get involved, please. We say this every time. People, stop being liberal. Wake up and support yourselves. You are white. The land, South Africa, also belongs to you.
Right.
Stop being oppressed now. We have done that. We've passed that. It's 25 years that we've passed everything of apartheid, and apartheid is in the past. And the ANC and all the other, they just can't get over it. They cry babies, they're childish, and they are just ignorant. They don't know what's coming if they try us.
Yeah, I think you actually hit the nail on the head when you said they're childish. I think it's time the adults in the room got up and took back control of what's going on in South Africa.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's my belief that our Boer nation will stand up, and they will wake up and stand up. You know, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They just need to put the fear behind themselves, put the fear aside. Don't be scared. You have the right to this country. You have the right to say what you want. You have a voice. Use it. That's my message.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Come forward. We are not terrorist people. Please understand that. We are here to defend ourselves and to take, hopefully, back what belongs to us. Because pre-94, we were stronger than the US in terms of our rand-dollar situations.
Right.
We were very, very strong. And ever since then, everything just falls apart. Let's do that again and be in competition with the United States in terms of our rand-dollar situation and all that. We can get back into the game.
Right.
We can.
I'm just going to put the painting up. Just talk to the side chat again for a second. Guys, I believe the new bid for this painting is 10,000 Rand. Now, remember, all that money is going towards Isaac's operation, and I'm sure we can hit 50,000 on this painting, guys. Come on, let's see a bid for 50,000. And
come on, guys.
you'll by doing that, you'll be part of this incredible journey that people who are already on it are part of. I mean, it's been quite extraordinary how just prayer has just opened up so many hearts and brought so much, so many donations towards this really good cause. We need to help Isaac van Zyl in any way we can. He is such an inspirational guy, and God is talking to us. So please, if you can help out, please don't even hesitate, because I have no doubt, really, that God is behind what is unfolding before us right now with these donations coming through. It's extraordinary. I'm absolutely beside myself. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Now, Dion, if people want to join the Boer Legion, they just go to the webpage, don't they?
Yes, Scott. It's www.boerelegion.co.za. There's a link to join. There's a small fee to pay. They can actually there's a couple of options, but the smallest one is 50 Rand to join, and it's a monthly fee also, and that helps us in many ways. You know, we also have our expenses nationwide, and things is just getting out of hand in terms of overhead costs. You know, it's running away. So we need every bit that people can contribute towards the Boer Legion also, to keep the organization going. Each and every one of us is contributing from mostly from our own pockets in order to further the Boer Legion. But every penny helps, you know. It's important. So yeah, please, people, we need boots on the ground. We need members that believe in the same mission and vision that General IZAK believes in. He's a great leader. We need him. Work is not done here with us. God has plans with him, for him, with us. And yeah, that I'm getting a little bit of emotional, but yeah. Thank you, people. Thank you, God. That's the biggest.
Tell us, Dion, about General Isaac van Zyl. I mean, you know the man. Tell us what an inspiration he is for you guys.
He's honest. He's humble. Most of all, he's the most humble person that I know. He has a mind that blows my mind or anyone's mind in terms of knowledge and what we can do. He's just a great person, really. We all love him. And I'm sorry for the people that think otherwise. My heart goes out to you guys. But we know what we know, and we know the man. And he's the most honest, truthful human being that I have come across in a long, long time.
Right. Now, I'm just going to put this painting up again. I can assure you guys that if you like Isaac to sign this painting, he'll do it. I can guarantee that. So you would have a unique painting signed by his sister and by the man who's going to be part of, I think, an extraordinary story going forward, after what's happened in the last couple of days through the generosity of people in our side chat, our subscribers. You guys absolutely rock. And Marlena's just said, Leader Mostert here on live chat has just donated a magnificent lion painting to auction for Isaac Soonest. Wow, that's fantastic news. Thank you, Marlena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so look, you know, we're going to chip away at this debt, which has only resulted as a result of the idiotic public health system in South Africa. We don't want Isaac worrying about that. Okay, now,
sure.
Dion, is there anything you would like to say to people who are watching this video, or just is there anything that's in your mind or in your heart that you feel you have to say to people about South Africa?
People, we need to stay alert. We need to be very, very careful and just stay alert and don't take nonsense from any other ethnic group coming your way. Believe God is on our side. God is fighting for us. He's using us for a greater good also. He's a loving God, and we will achieve what we want to achieve. We need boots on the ground. Please, people, please wake up. Like I said before, put the fear aside, stand up, grow a spine for those that doesn't have one, and join us.
Right.
Get involved.
Now, to get involved, they just go to the web page. It doesn't matter which part of South Africa they're in. Boer Legion has got like little commando units all over the country, so they can send in an email and then get directed to someone who can actually talk to them.
The admin will direct them in the correct ways, where they live and everything. If people don't want to join the Boer Legion, there's other groups that they can join as well. But at the end of the day, all of our groups is coming together, and it's happening soon, within the next 2 or 3 weeks from now. We are just one amazing nation, our white skins, and we will do it. We will do it. I have all the confidence in the world that the people will listen, and they will listen to God. Not me. God will come to them, and He will open their eyes. I believe so.
And the persecution that the minority groups are facing in South Africa is absolutely
It is. It is.
All right, guys, look, I'm going to be shutting down the live stream shortly. Our main message tonight was to alert you to this incredibly generous family we have in Loving Life, and to those who've donated, whether it be 5 Rand or 250,000 Rand. Wow. I mean, thank you so much, guys. You are part of the story, which I'm sure will be told for years in advance, how God interceded and spoke to people, and they opened up their hearts. It's been absolute. And look, let's face it, through your generosity, guys, you have actually saved IZAK van Zyl's life. There's no question about that.
No question.
So I just thank everybody who's paid in money to that fund. Doesn't matter how small the amount is, but everybody who has, you are part of the story. And if you feel like you'd like to donate money, please do. Don't hesitate, because you'll tell your grandkids how God spoke to people through the internet, through Dan, and how everybody just stepped forward and helped out. All right, now painting, guys. I think we got a bid of 10,000 Rand on that at the moment from Dani. It's a beautiful painting. Yeah, okay. Marlena's just confirmed 10,000. I'm going to wrap up the live stream shortly. I'll give you guys about another 5 minutes before we do. But then whoever's got the highest bid will. Oh, thank you so much, Winnie. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to the side again. Now, while we're just wrapping up, Dion, what got you involved with Boer Legion? What brought you into the fold, if I can put it that way?
Scott, to be honest, it was a calling. I just got fed up with the current state of South Africa a long time ago, and I stumbled across one of General IZAK's videos on his YouTube channel, and he got my attention. And I thought about it for a long time, and it all made sense to me. There's no other defense, in my mind, organization that will be able to do what we can do to stand up for our white nation in South Africa, for our Boere. And you know when it's a calling, you have to join, and you have to do anything in your power, everything in your power to make it happen. And yeah, we're just putting it out there. We work very hard. I work 2 jobs at this point in time, one in my business and one in the Boerelegioen. So
Right.
yeah, it's hard times. So yeah, we work very hard, and we will not disappoint our members, and we will not disappoint our future members. And the members that left us, I want to urge them to come back. That's it. We have a huge task lying ahead of us,
Right.
and we will prevail. We will prevail.
I just want to add that it doesn't matter where in the world you are, as someone, I think Fiona correctly pointed out. You can be in America, you can be in Australia, you can be in the UK, you can be in Russia, and you can be part of the Boerelegioen. Just go to the boerelegioen.co.za website, and you can
Absolutely.
become part of the family. All right, guys. Look,
Absolutely.
it's been a huge evening. It really has. I am so thrilled that God has obviously been part of this journey that we've gone through the last couple of days. I'm going to be closing down the auction in about 60 seconds. So if there are no further bids, I think Danny has a top bid of 10,000 Rand. It's a beautiful painting, Danny. I'm sure it'll look lovely on your wall. And as I said, if you want IZAK to sign it as well, I'll organize that for you. That's up to you. I think that would make it quite unique because of what's happened over the last couple of days. Okay, so just talking to Marlena. Marlena, can we just confirm the price? Is it 10,000 Rand for the painting? And that'll take a few seconds to go through to Marlena. I just want to thank you, Dion, for being there to support Mirinda. It must be a very trying time for her.
It is.
And I just want to thank you for being part of our live stream tonight, and hopefully we'll have you back on again. But just know that
Thank you.
just know the Loving Life channel is 100% behind IZAK van Zyl and your organization, because I think that it's time a lot of people in South Africa who are in minority groups woke up to what's actually taking place right now in the country. Do you have a thought on that
Sure.
before I wrap up?
We are past Godful. Enough is enough. The line has been drawn, and they overstepped it. And I think that's my final thought. But Scott, to you, all credit to you, and big shout out to all your viewers in your channel. Thank you for each and every one of you that participated in this live stream tonight, and all the donations. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And we hope to see you soon again, and to give you an update as we progress. I'll be happy to help.
Fantastic. Well, look, keep in touch with us, and if something happens, just contact Marlena, and we'll have you guys up on a live stream so that we can.
Sure, we will.
Okay, guys, I think the winning bid on the painting was 10,000 Rand, if I'm not mistaken. If Dani can just pay that directly into IZAK's fund, that'd be fantastic. And Marlene, I'll leave you to do the sorting out of the painting with Dani. And all right, guys, please take care. To the moderators, thank you so much for the great work that you do in the side chat. I've had a very emotional night tonight. I mean, I just feel so excited by what's actually happened in the last few days, and feel so blessed. And Dan, okay, I got to tell you guys a short story about Dan. I think some of you know this story, but some of you probably don't. Dan sent me an email about 4 or 5 months ago, and there was something about that email. It's actually one that I read out and put up on a video. But I actually contacted Dan, and he wrote back, and I said to him, Dan, I want to have you on a live stream, and I didn't know why, but he came on a live stream, and we had a fantastic chat, and he told us about his life being a pastor in South Africa, and how upset he was about how the church in South Africa is now acting, and all this sort of. And a couple of weeks after we had the live stream, Dan said to me, he said, Scott, I would love to do a Sunday service on your channel. I said, fantastic idea, let's do it. So every Sunday he actually has the Sunday service that we put up on the Loving Life channel. And I really think that God has blessed this channel, and I think he's blessing the subscribers, and you know, I really think that there's something really exciting happening here. And it's interesting because when you're actually achieving something like that, you tend to find there's someone hovering in the darkness on the side attacking you. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I find it quite interesting. I just have to say I feel very sorry for the person who's. But that's really not part of this discussion. All right, guys, please take care. Thank you for being part of the live stream, and for all of those who watch this video later, I hope you're as inspired as I am by what's happened tonight. And if you can help, please do donate to IZAK and his charity. Take care, and I'm about to log out. Okay, guys, bye for now.
Thank you, Scott, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Dion. And congratulations to Dani on winning the painting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Congrats, Donnie.
Tot ziens allemaal.
All right. Tot ziens.